Mitch, will you be on the jet or the helicopter on that day, and what's your?
I haven't worked out my agenda yet. I got to figure all that out. We'll sort of see what the responsibilities from the bowl perspective are. It's close. We think it's 1 o'clock, 4:30 kind of thing, so we'll have to see how that works. So, working on that myself. So we just sort of got the details of the day, and we're trying to figure out what's what. We've got staffing issues. Clearly, we've got a major event on our campus we got to make sure we pay attention to, and then we've got a major event in Nashville we've got to pay attention to. So 2 really cool parties. Got to figure out how to throw them and make sure we host them properly.
Mitch, was there any concern by the league or by the Music City Bowl of just about having a school that has another huge event that day?
No, I think there's always conversation, Mark. But I don't look at it as a problem. I look at it as a great opportunity and unbelievable celebration. I don't know if there's probably too many schools that have the incredible opportunity to have 2 showcase opportunities in one day for your 2 marquee programs. And that's really a special opportunity. And so I think that it's again, I go back to how do we respond to that as an administration, as teams, and as fans. And I think it's a really cool deal.
Mitch, how do you evaluate this year? What are the kind of criteria you use to say whether success, failure, to be determined, whatever, for this specific season?
Yeah, I think we continue to take steps. There were things I thought we did. I'm not going to get into postseason evaluation right now because I think that's something Mark and I'll sit down at the end of the year and look at it. There were some things. Would you like to have a couple things back? Absolutely. I don't think there's every year you go through anything like that where you don't say, I wish I could have that one play back or that series back or something like that. There's also things that you sit there and say, you know what, I saw we got better there. And there were some moments where we moved it at a different spot, and that was a good thing. And so I think you look at those, and as you have a chance to reflect back and you look, as the year comes to a close, Mark and I will sit down and have that conversation like we always do. And he's always really honest, and that's the one thing I love about Mark. He's extremely honest. He's reflective to himself and to his staff. He's hard on himself, and he wants this program to be as great as we all want it to be. And I think that I go back. This is a hard league. It's a really hard league, and I think that our guys have fought. And we want to go find that 8th win. I think that's got to be the focus right now. And then we'll look back at the end of it and say, okay, where did it land? And did we make all the progress we wanted to make? Surely not. We want to be in the SEC East Championship game. That's where we want to be. We want to be down in Atlanta, where I was yesterday. Always made a vow I wasn't going to go to that game until I could take my own team. I did. I broke that promise for those 4 guys. I thought that was more important. But at the end of the day, I want to take our team to Atlanta. That's the goal. Make no mistake about it. We want to get to that and have a chance to win an SEC championship. I had an opportunity to get on the phone the other day with my old quarterback from Oregon State. I've been visiting with him a lot lately. It's a guy named Jonathan Smith. Now, I remember going to Oregon State back in 1998, and Jonathan Smith was a walk-on quarterback for us. And I tell this story only because he just walked into a press conference as the head coach at Oregon State the other day with his championship ring from the Pac-10 when we went and played in the Fiesta Bowl and beat Notre Dame. And he said, you know what, when I walked on at Oregon State, no one said we could ever do that. And so I don't believe things can't be done. We wouldn't have taken this job at Kentucky if we didn't believe we couldn't build a broad-based program and get things done that had never been done before. We've done that in a lot of different ways. So I don't believe, just because it's a tough league, that we cannot get done what we dream of doing. And that's winning in a Southeastern Conference championship and playing in those kind of moments. But I do not want to take away from what we've done in building back-to-back bowl wins or bowl games and trying to get that bowl win, an 8th win. Don't want to do that. We want to continue to try and make progress. And sometimes it takes longer than you want. We've invested in football here. We've got a wonderful stadium, a training facility that's outstanding, and I believe we've got the foundational pieces in place. That doesn't automatically give you success. You must continue to do the little things. And it is little things that win you championships. But I don't believe to ever take the dream away. I don't believe it's ever take the possibilities away. And we'll continue to work really, really hard at that. Recruiting is going well. We'll sign a class on December 20th, and we'll continue to go down and play that game on the 29th. And then we'll move on to spring practice and continue to build for next year.
Mitch, you said what happened last week is not who we are. Did you have any discussions with Mark after that game about some of the things that went on the field?
Yeah, I think we talked about it. You know, we lost our composure, and I don't think there's any mystery in that. You know, we got frustrated and we lost our composure and did not handle ourselves. We're one of the fewest over the last couple, 2 or 3 years. We're one of the fewer penalized teams in the league. And frankly, most of those penalties are generally been holding or pass interferences or things like that, things that are not like that. That is not who we've been. And so, you know, I think we'll continue to manage most of those things internally. You know, Mark did a good job with that. He addressed it, and I think we can work our way through that. But that's not who we are. And I think you'll talk to these guys, and you'll find they're a very proud group of guys. Our team is a group of guys that are proud of who they are and what they've tried to accomplish. And so, to sit there and say that is who we were, who our personalities are, we are when we represent each other on the field. That's not us. That's not us. We got a group of guys that believe in playing the game hard, doing all we can to win the game the right way, and representing this university the right way. And they get that. We've all talked, and Mark addressed it, and I think that we'll move on. We need to give us a chance to reestablish ourselves, and that's what I'm asking our fans to do. I'm asking them to respond like we're asking our players to respond, and I'm asking us to lift each other up. All right? We need them a little bit right now, and I surely hope they need us. And that's what I'm asking.
Mitch, as we talk about fans and the conflict on the 29th, are you concerned at all about home attendance, both at the football games and at Rupp this year being down a little bit?
No, I think that if you look around, we've got to, you know, I always tell people that you know, when we had a great crowd, an unbelievable crowd for the Florida game. It was one of the most great atmosphere we've had here. It was wonderful, and we just didn't quite get it done. And so sometimes when you get those big moments, you've got to break through those. You've got to get some of those moments, and you've got to say, yep, we busted through that shell. And when you do, it has a ripple effect on what you do. Attendance across the country is a little bit of a struggle right now in a lot of different places. It's not. We've got to do a better job in the industry and the enterprise that we've got of making sure that we're doing all we can to provide an environment people want to come and be a part of that. They have a collective decision with their money and their time, and we've got to make sure that we're doing a really good job with providing a game, an entertainment opportunity, whatever you want to call that says, you know, it's worth your time and it's worth your investment to come and be a part of that. And we think it is. We think pouring into young people is really, really important. We think providing quality, quote, entertainment, whatever you want to call that, is really important. And we think college sports is unique. And it provides a unique opportunity for people to come and fellowship and have fun. We just have experienced over the last 3 days here in this stadium, high school athletics at an incredible level. I think it's record attendance for the high school football playoffs occurred here. There's a reason people come to athletic events, and we want to celebrate that. But we've got to do a really good job, a very thoughtful job of how we put our events on and really work hard at that. There's a responsibility in everybody's part. We've got a competitive piece. We've got a responsibility how we put that event on. We've got to make sure we treat people well when they come to our venues. But it's a national issue, and we've got to address that on national. It's not just college sports. It's in every venue.
Mitch, how many tickets sales do you all have to guarantee the Music City Bowl?
There's an 8,000 minimum to the league. Okay. So we've been, our fans have always been tremendous in responding to that. I don't see that being an issue. I think our fans, I'm hoping we'll have 15,000, 20,000 fans down there for that. I would really like to see that kind of a crowd down there, and fully anticipate the Big Blue Nation will come and do that for us. We really need their support, so I'm asking for them to do that and sort of lift us up and be there with our team.
So seriously, for the fan who's lucky enough to have tickets to
So I'm not serious right now, all right? I'm serious.
For the fan who's lucky enough to have tickets to the basketball game and who really wants to go to the bowl game, what are you recommending? What do they do?
Well, it's a great question. I don't have to work on that. We'll have to figure that one out. That's a tough one. It's going to be tough to be in two spots at once. I'm not asking people to choose. All right, they're going to have to make. What I'd say is look into your family and say, this group go this way and this group go this way, and we'll both come back winners. So let's do that. divide and conquer is what I would say.
Does it pose any challenges for scheduling in the future to think about, especially when you've got a football program that looks like it's on the rise, making bowl trips?
You know, I think these are challenges other programs have had to face, and so certainly that's something I hope we have to face on a regular basis. I mean, that's the challenge you want. You want to have two programs that are functioning at a high level, that have people that really want you to be on a television scene one way or another, and it causes you to have to work at that. So yeah, we'll work at it, but I think that you know, those are the kind of challenges I think are really, really special for your program. I want us to have multiple opportunities to showcase the University of Kentucky. If we're not doing that, then my word, I don't think we're not doing what they put us in the spot to do. So I would like to be able to have multiple opportunities to showcase Kentucky.
Time for one more.
Mitch, in terms of the player comportment in the Louisville game, did you personally get a lot of complaints from fans?
Yeah, I mean, we had some. I did. I got some emails from folks, and I shared that with our team. I told them, I said, guys, this is not who we are. It isn't. You know, and I know these guys well. I mean, I'm around them a lot, and I trust them. I think they're good people, and they've got good hearts. But it wasn't who we were. That's not who we've been. And so that was a little disappointing to us. And I think when the game doesn't go your way and you get a little frustrated and something that's so important to you, sometimes you can lose your composure. We lost ours. But that doesn't mean that's who we will be. I will defend those guys every day because I know that they're going to walk out here and they're going to be great young men. They're going to represent themselves well in life. And that's part of our job, is to sit here and help them learn how to grow as young people. And with that comes growing pains, as it does with all of our children that we have in our families. And I will fight for them and I'll work with them, but that doesn't give them a pass. And the challenge to them is become the guys and reestablish our character and our good name that we know that we have. And our name hasn't been tarnished. These guys are 7-5 and they went 4-4 in the league. We had one game we did not represent from that perspective how we wanted to be. And I don't want that to define them, and I don't want it to define us. And I don't think that's fair. But I will say this, that has been addressed, and I want to shut that door and move on, and let's go find a way to reestablish who we are.
John, you have one? Good.
Could be. Yeah, one thing that people have asked, people have asked me about the trigger in his contract that gave him an automatic renewal on the 7th win. Why was that put in the contract?
Yeah, I think that, you know, at our place, you show growth by continuing to get to postseason play. And frankly, in this time, in this time of instability in the world of college athletics, I think that shows stability in things that we want to keep moving forward. And you can say, okay, that's not enough, that's not strong enough. You know, everyone can disagree. Fine. But at the end of the day, look around the landscape. Right? What we have isn't broken. It is continuing to try and grow, and the stability is important. And we've got a man that cares about this program deeply, has invested deeply in it, and is continuing to recruit young people to our program that we think can continue to grow it. And so as long as we're making progress and getting to postseason and trying to take that next step, it's worth honoring. Stability is important. And we've shown that with the rest of the coaches in our program. We won a volleyball championship, got to the Sweet 16 last night. It was an interesting journey to the Sweet 16 last night, but we got there. 12 years it took us to win that championship. 12 years to become a top 4 seed. Unfortunately, in the world of college football and basketball, sometimes you don't get that period of time. And Craig's done a remarkable job for 12 straight years, right? He's done a great job. But how hard it was in this league to get to the top of that mountain. Really hard. And so it's equally hard in the sport of football. And our history at the University of Kentucky would not indicate that it's really easy. And we're going to have some staying power and some stability to do that. So that's why.
Have you had anybody contact you about Mark during this instability, or is anyone?
You know, they haven't called me. Okay, maybe they called you. That's what usually happens. You guys tell me, right? Thanks.